Hey guys, I'm Jacinta Robinson and welcome to the Fearlss Podcast, where I interview people that have achieved incredible things. Today's guest, I know personally as I have trained her for over 2 years. What makes this guest so extraordinary is that she's lost over 40 kilos of weight. Her area of expertise is that she's tried many fad diets and now she knows what it takes. So let's listen to her journey and what advice she has for us. So please help me welcome Sam Peachy. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. So Sam, give me a little bit of background. What do you do?
I'm a nurse. I work in an emergency and I don't know, just it's a pretty awesome job.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
what's life in like an emergency? Is it full on fast pace all the time?
Yeah, it's pretty go. We just keep on moving. It's a really good crowd. Like I'm surrounded by a bunch of hard workers and it's really nice to see patients and help patients at like a really difficult time. Like everyone remembers, like I'm there every day, but everyone remembers their time in emergency. And so you're just trying your hardest to make it like the best for them.
Yeah.
Even though we see 200, 300 people a day.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Wow. So you'd see some, some epic injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. We're nurses, so it's always interesting to us. So it might make some other people be a bit faint-hearted, but it takes a certain type of person, I think, to get into this world sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you love to help people, which is really cool. And I've just told the guys that you've had a tremendous weight loss.
Yeah.
Did you have anyone help you along on that journey?
Yeah. I suppose I had so much support. I had my friends and my family and people I met along the way who were really helpful and supportive and consistent. And it's not an easy journey. And I'm not one who likes to sort of scream out for help sometimes, but it's definitely a time that I had to learn to ask for help and talk to people and, just really have that collaborative approach in regards to keeping me consistent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, helping me happy.
You lost 35 kilos of weight within 2 years. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But so awesome because that's sustainable. Have you found that it's easy for you to maintain because of your time, or did you find that you had, let's just say you lost a little bit and then you would be just stay where you're at and then you'd lose a tremendous amount again and then you would gain a little bit or not?
I suppose it came in peaks and troughs, but I was a lot happier with it coming off slowly. I suppose I got myself into the weight gain by going into these fad diets and just absolutely starving myself or cutting out carbs or like just sort of being a little bit silly about things. And then so you'd lose a bit of weight and then just immediately bounce up higher. So I'd yo-yo all the time and going up and up and up and up. Okay. So
that's what got you to the weight that you're at?
Yeah. Wow. So there's sort of poor knowledge about food. So instead you'd just sort of Google how to lose weight and you'd read the next fad diet and they never work because if it was easy to lose weight, everyone would be skinny. Yeah. So, so it just bounced around all the time and you just suddenly realise you're a lot heavier than you want to be, no matter how hard you've tried. And it also fatigues you doing all these like difficult diets. Yeah. And then you get a bit worn out by it all. But anyway, so I suppose when it came to losing the weight, I really just wanted it to be like a eating in moderation and everything in moderation. And so it did sort of come off in a bit. Yeah. And then I would sort of stabilize. And it wasn't even really intentionally. I think it's just the way my body did it. But
so would you say that with like the fad diets, would you say that it's something that it probably teaches you to be really strict at a period of time, and then when you are off, let's say you did it for 6 weeks, after 6 weeks, you just have whatever you feel because you've been so strict. You have this complete rebound now. You're like, hallelujah.
Yeah. I reckon that's the case, but I mean, maybe it's just me, but I found myself to be exhausted by the fad diet. And sometimes I knew I could be my own worst enemy. So I would go, I've starved myself for the week or whatever. Now I can have like a cheat day, and I would eat so much food just because, it was like, why not? Why can't I do that? And you just sort of get a bit vengeful towards yourself. And it's just, I think it's just a pattern that because there's so much so many mental games about like weight loss and how you got to diet and all this stuff. And I think it just honestly, like, it tires you. You only got so much energy towards a thing. And so sometimes you just bounce really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what diets have you tried? Like, have you done like shake, or what ones have you
I did like
done?
that OptiSlim diet, like shakes, where you just like eat vegetables and shakes, and vegetables if you're lucky. Low carb, which, I mean, it gets the weight off, but it doesn't teach you the sustainability.
Yeah.
And like fasting and I don't know, low fat, low calorie, just sort of everything. And some of those things really work for people, but you got to know your own mind.
Yeah.
And what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess you've got to, everybody's body is different, so you got to try different things and see to a degree whether that's something that can work for you.
Yeah.
To maintain for long term.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So in saying that, what did you feel was the best for you?
For me, it's in moderation. So just remember like throughout my most rapid weight loss, everyone was asking what I was doing, and I just remember sort of saying to everyone, just taking every second of it as it goes, try and like be mindful when I eat. And if I find myself to have suddenly eaten a row of chocolate, 2 rows of chocolate, it doesn't mean the day's gone, doesn't mean the week's gone. It's like, okay, reset. You enjoyed that. Stop, like, that's enough now. And now I'm going to continue to be good to myself. Yeah. So it wasn't berating myself for eating that chocolate or anything. And it wasn't like, oh, well, everything's done now. Yeah. It was like a continue going and just like, and have little bits of things. Yeah. So I found with my mentality, if I cut something completely, I am vengeful and I just go and eat it all. Yeah. And so it was just
the rebound came.
Absolutely. And so that's me. So I would, if I really wanted a chocolate, I'd have a piece, but I would enjoy that piece of chocolate. And if I really wanted another piece of chocolate after that, like, I would wait till the taste is completely gone, wait a while, and then if I still really wanted it, I'd still have another little piece of chocolate and really enjoy that. So it was just all about being aware
of what you're eating.
Yeah, of what I'm eating and enjoying what I'm eating rather than just mindlessly just shoving it into my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, your journey has been about mindful eating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you had that piece of chocolate, especially at the start, did you feel ashamed of yourself?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's probably what got me there.
Okay.
Into that state is because, I don't know, it's so many preconceived ideas, I think, from like media and just everyone talking about, I'm on a diet, and it's sort of like everyone expects you to be in a bad mood because you're in a diet and all these things. It's just sort of the way that, I don't know, maybe it's just the way people talk around a staff station, but it's just sort of the way we did it. But I would, what was the question? Would I feel guilty?
Yeah, would you feel guilty?
Yeah, I definitely felt guilty, and
I'd like to know, for all the listeners, I'm sure they want to know, how do you overcome that guilt feeling?
I suppose just being aware of it, calling yourself on it, and going, why are you being like this to yourself? Yeah. And trying not, like, I don't know, I suppose I would just try and call myself and be like, why am I doing this? And I don't need to feel guilty. Yeah. And by feeling guilty is going to go down a cycle of unhealthy eating. Yeah. So scrap that. Yes, you did that. On we go.
Okay. So you have a little bit, you're like, okay, cool, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Let's move forward with making more good choices as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So at the beginning though, Sam, what inspired you to, like, you were going through, obviously it'd been something that you've been going through for a long time with all the different diets, but how did you get into this mindful eating? Like, what was it that was like your breaking point where you're like, nah, done. I need to change this and it needs to be something different?
Yeah. I think it was a big change in lifestyle. So I finished uni. Yeah. And I think uni can be sometimes an unhealthy time.
Okay.
For some. Yeah. And so I finished uni and I started nursing. And so all of a sudden I found myself working actively.
Okay.
And my body reacting to being active all day and being in like hot steamy showers and everything, and I found I was just sort of sweating more. I realised how much the state that I'd gotten myself into, because it's easy to get yourself into that state when you're not being very active. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I realised that I'm not able to maintain things that everyone else could maintain.
Okay.
And so it was just a big wake up. And
like things like what? Like maintain what?
in regards to like, so this is just nursing talk, but, and I suppose this is when I had my biggest like enlightenment was in the mornings on a ward. When I first started, we would get up and would get everyone showered. And so and I had a lot of patients who required a lot of care. And so we would get them onto a chair, go into a steamy room with gowns and plastic gowns all over us so we didn't get wet. And then you shower them and I came out like just sweaty and gross. And I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt quite embarrassed. Everyone else was fine.
But it was a workout for you.
It was like it was hard work moving these patients around, getting down, scrubbing them, everything, and then that's one patient out of 8 for the day. Like it's go, and I just realized I didn't want to be like that at all. As well as that, I suppose just suddenly seeing the negative health effects of like obesity on patients. So seeing the health side of it, I thought, what am I doing to myself? Like I'm perfectly able to do the right thing for my body, and I have the help. Like I understand the negative outcomes of being overweight. Like, come on, Sam. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. So,
so you're inspired by the clients, which
absolutely,
which is quite incredible because, like. That's awesome. You can see where they are and you're like, oh gosh.
Yeah. And it's not like
I could be that.
Yeah. And it's not like I was never trying to be judgmental, but you can definitely sort of see it. And I started working on a ward with patients who are having surgery for weight loss. And just talking to them and their mindset with food, it just made me realise how easy it can be to get into a state that you're just going down a downward cycle. And not comparison. You just talk like I'm transparent, they're transparent. It's really nice. And I think it was a really big wake up.
Right. Okay, so a downward cycle. And like just explain that a little bit more to me about when you mean like you're going down. What does that mean? Because I'm thinking like you've tried a diet and then you're going, nah, it's too hard. So then for me, I'd probably would self-sabotage and have some more food and then, explain that a little bit more.
Explain it really well. So essentially it's you try really hard, you put in all your effort to do something, you might get a scale reward, like you might lose a little bit of weight and then you think, oh, good, I'm done. And so you eat a lot and then you go.
Because you're feeling rewarded.
Yeah, you reward.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then you eat or you relax. And just go back into your old ways. And then you're like, okay, let's go again. Okay, I'm going to diet again. And so I'm going to wear myself out mentally. I'm going to do all these things that are not within something that I can do normally. So I'll stop socializing completely just so I can cook these really complicated foods just for the night and then do it every single night and just wear myself thin. And then I'll get another little reward. And then I'll go, oh, okay, now I'm good. That's fine. I can relax. And then it's just down. Like you just get fatter. Like, I don't know, it's just you every time you relax, you put on another 2. You might lose half a kilo and then you put on another 2. And you get tired.
And then accidentally, boom. You're out.
And then you're like, oh, I'm not going to diet. Dieting's unhealthy. Like, I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just not going to worry about that for a while. And then three months later, you're 10 kilos heavier. So it's just the constant,
Yeah, that's crazy. But I guess
I hate
that's
to admit
what
it.
most people go through. Like, and you're probably not aware of it while it's happening. You're probably like just doing what you're doing. Like you're trying hard and then you're like, woo, I won. And so I guess I can see how you would accidentally unconsciously go into that those mind frames as well. So by the sounds of it, what you're saying is it's about consistency as well.
Absolutely. So consistency and things that you can achieve. So
tell us about your training. Like what did you do? Did you go running? Were you extreme? What sort of training did you do?
Also straight up I was pretty heavy. And I would, as I explained, be tired from showering a patient. So I started walking. And that could be a feat at times. And then I found Mount Cootha. So it's very close to me. And I found I could take my dog there. And I remember the first time I went up like half of it, and it took me like more than an hour just to like make my way up and down. And it was hard work. And so that I just set myself that goal. And I was like, I'm just going to start doing that. I'll start doing river walks and eventually I started going a bit faster because I found myself happier to jog occasionally. And as the process happened, I just sort of found as I was losing weight, I could move a bit better.
Yeah. You were lighter, so
absolutely. Yeah. And I think just moving a bit more, and I never let myself not do it for more than a day. So the first day, you're like, oh, I really don't want to work out today, or I don't want to go do something or whatever. Second day, you're like, oh, okay, I maybe could. Third day, you don't think about it again. So I realized that quite quickly, and so I got myself to keep on moving every day. And so I sort of started with a mantra of sweat every day for myself. And that really helped me sort of keep on going. Yeah. And then I suppose once I lost a bit of weight, I went to a PT. Mm-hmm. I feel for her. The glares that I gave her, the amount of times that I glared, she was just like, oh, just do this. And I was like, it was just so hard for me. Like I swear my eyes just said too many mean words, like not intentionally. I understood it. She was trying to help me and I understood the whole premise of it, but it was hard. I didn't know how to squat. I didn't know how to activate my glutes, I didn't know that. Yeah. Like it was so hard, but I honestly just had to learn how to do everything.
Yeah, you would have felt really uncomfortable.
It wasn't easy.
So no wonder why you were like, okay, cool. Yeah. So, okay, having a PT, that would have taught you a lot.
It did.
Yeah.
And then I obviously stopped that, didn't I? Because I learned it was too much. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then I kept on running, lost a bit more weight. Yeah. And then I joined, I went to the gym a bit, started doing some weights with friends. Yeah. But that was a very sociable thing, so it wasn't consistent. And so then I joined F45. Okay, cool. And that's when...
And what did you find about F45 that you loved?
The culture.
Okay.
So... Well, a few things actually. Yeah. So days you don't want to work out, you are sitting at home mulling over whether you're going to go or not. Yeah. You sort of pre-book it so you have already a bit of a mindset that you're probably going to go. Yeah. And so you're sitting at home and being sometimes a bit like, I don't want to do this. I'm too tired. My day's been too rough, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then you go, it's 45 minutes. Yeah. 45 minutes is going to pass and you're probably still going to be sitting here thinking about how you should have gone to the gym. Just go. Yeah. Yep. So I found that it was like a fixed, easy session. You walk in, everything's set up and you go, you smash yourself, you come home, you feel good. So it was easy. It was just, it's 1 hour out of your day. Yeah. Yeah. And it's really easy. Secondly, the culture, the family that I found myself there. Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
So for everyone, F45, what it is like a high intensity workout that alternates workouts every single day. So there would be like a resistance class or there would be a cardio class, plyometrics, hybrid training, but it's all group training. So there'll be circuit work and it's all time-based. So it's really up to the individual on what they want to do within the time. So therefore that's the benefit of it because Sam might be able to do 20 push-ups and I might only be able to do 10, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
because I can totally do more than you.
Well, we can test it. It doesn't matter what you can do, but it's all about everyone's there and they're feeling good and they're amped up and they're all working hard together. And I feel, that's what F45 is for you listening. Yeah. So you love the culture, and you probably with the culture. Did you find that wanted that was probably like I feel like that would be my main reason to want to go because if I knew my friend was going to be there, I'd be like, yeah, I'll just go see her.
Yeah, absolutely. So like some days you even have like a rough day at work or like something bad happens or whatever, and I would come home from work and be like, I want to go and see my people because you spend every day with them. Yeah. You see them every day. You sort of end up becoming like pretty good close friends. It's really nice. And so you can just have a rough time and you just go there and you can reset. It's fresh. Everyone's happy. Yeah. You're doing the right thing for yourself. Everyone else is doing the right thing. It's just a really... Yeah, it's nice to just go see your mates.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess that's the cool thing about that, Sam, for you is what you've been learning is consistency and the mindset and then changing your environment. So you found something that you really loved and then the environment's being so positive that sort of outweighs the negative thoughts to a degree. What do you think about that?
I reckon absolutely. So my like if you go back to sort of what interests you and what motivates you is people motivate me, which you can see through my nursing and you can see through my friendships, family, etc. But so by having that environment, that was really what fulfilled my like needs to continue to do something that's good for myself. Yeah. So, just a good friendly people that also do my thing. Yeah. Like it's nice. Changing that was hard. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of just going out drinking all the time or just going to a friend's house and watching movies. Yeah. And cooking or eating gluttonous food. Like it was, I still go see my friends, but we'll go hiking or we'll go do something else now. Yeah. It's nicer.
That's cool. So you're also inspiring them as well.
Absolutely. We'll get moving now.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Tell me about your food now. Like what do you do for food?
I try to be moderate. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy things though.
Do you track it or do you are you still mindful thinking?
Yeah. I try to be mindful, but it's easy to sort of miss that sometimes. Yeah. So I have a bit of like a stock standard of what I eat most days. And so when I'm on a run of shifts, I always prepare similar foods. Like I've got a couple of options what I'd have for breakfast, snacks, lunches, and so I'll just have a few different varieties. So I don't really feel the need to track it because I kind of know
you already
what that is. Yeah, in that regard. But I still go out and socialise. I'll still go out and have a couple of beers with friends and stuff. And so those days I just try and be a bit like, I won't snack as much or like I'll just try and be a bit better.
Yep. Which is smart because you're like, okay, so if I go out for dinner, this is about this amount of calories, probably getting that in these sorts of snacks or whatever meal. Yeah. So you're just really, you're still mindful balance. Eating. Yeah. Really, without even really probably thinking about it too much.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And so it's just, I just find myself just trying to be aware of what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Maybe I've just sort of set it up so much of a habit that I don't even think it's mindful anymore because it's just the way I sort of go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very similar too. Yep. Elise and I are very, very similar. Yeah. And we don't think, we just do. And food, if we would like to go out as well, we do enjoy food. We don't feel like it's something that you can be so strict all the time. If you wanted to have like a dinner with your friends, like we still go to dinner, but we are mindful when we eat dinner. We're like, oh, okay, so what would we like? We're both vegan, so we have a think about what's on the menu, and then pick something we're pretty healthy as it is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still sometimes eat some bad things, and like if I go out and everyone else is eating a burger, I don't always get a salad kind of thing. I'll get a burger, but like you can take off half the bun, or you can enjoy that and not get chips on the side or like it's just a few little things. And so definitely still enjoy food. Yeah. I suppose there's a point in my weight loss that I thought you had to like completely have bland food and just not really enjoy things, and food is nutrition only. But I'm a foodie. I enjoy flavour, and so I realised that I had to just incorporate some flavour nicely and well for myself, because if I did make it bland yet again, I would bounce. So it was just,
I found that a benefit for me is going to expensive restaurants.
Yeah.
Because when you go, you're like, wow, that's so amazing.
And it's like a mouthful of an intense, like amazing, all these different flavors. And it was just like a little starter. It was really nice. And you don't need to have this huge plate with a palmy and chips and veggies and like everything. Yeah. It's not needed. Like you will enjoy that fancy thing so much more.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So let's go back to, I want to talk about now you've lost the weight. For you that would maybe if you have lost or met anyone that's lost a tremendous amount of weight, you will either, if they do it very quickly, especially if they do it quickly, you'll have skin that's loose. Like, and I know, Sam, that's something that has happened for you. Is that like, is it a big thing? Like, I don't know. Like, you're the first person that I've met that has had a weight loss and extra skin. I don't know what happens. Like, does it eventually go away or what happens?
So I suppose by losing the weight slowly, I really hoped it would have just sort of done its thing.
Yeah, like shrunk back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that didn't happen?
No, it didn't quite. I think like a lot of it probably did.
Yeah.
But there are some bits that were just too stretched or just,
Okay.
yeah, and it was a little bit crepey and so as much as you lose the weight and underneath you can like see you got like, you're pretty fit underneath and everything, your tummy's still like loose.
Yeah.
And
so it'd be a little bit disheartening because you're like, you feel like you're winning.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're reminded every day of what you were.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to get past that. Like you made those decisions and yes, that's part of you and everything. But I don't want to look in the mirror and feel penalised.
Yeah. And what do people do? Like, I don't know.
So I looked into some options and I ended up getting the skin cut off my tummy.
Oh, so they can just full on just snip it off and stitch it up.
Yeah. So they can sort of like, it's really amazing what can be done. So that's the only part that really bothered me. Like my arms are loose, my legs are loose. That's fine. Like that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're particularly bad, just a bit. And whereas my tummy was what really bothered me. Like I'd plank and I would just sort of see it. Sort of sunken in kind of thing. Yeah. And what the surgeon can do is like they just sort of pull the skin up and just sort of pull the upper skin down. So then they remove like the bit that's loose, like that little aprony bit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
and stitch you up and feeling good. So how do you feel now?
Amazing. Like honestly, I
feel like a new you.
Yeah,
you like to strut your stuff now.
Look, I feel like I'm actually able to enjoy the work that I have put into this.
Okay,
and actually
so
able to
enjoy the body that you have now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and clothes would fit differently, wouldn't they?
Like, everything does, and
you'd have a bit more shape to you, and you'd feel quite feminine.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like, it's really made a huge impact towards my lifestyle. Before the surgery, I was very worried about that it wouldn't actually change anything in my mind at all, and I was worried that I would sort of finish it and be like, oh, but now this, or whatever. But honestly, it's just made me sort of come out of my shell.
Yeah.
I'm now quite happy. Like everyone will go to the beach and I don't have to wear like a big one piece that'll suck in the skin, or every single day I used to have to wear in like tight undies, like pull up high undies just to like hold everything in.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Because, and then people are like, oh, I can't even see it when you're dressed. You're fine. Like, don't worry about it. You're like, but that's because I'm wearing so much just to like try and look normal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So now though, we go to the beach, pop on a bikini, no problems. It's great. Like it's just, it's that final little like cherry on the top of the work that you've done. Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah.
So your advice for people would be too, if they'd had a big weight loss?
Yeah. I think you need to be ready mentally.
Okay.
It's no quick answer.
Okay.
And you really want to be stable and happy with where you are.
Yeah.
So I had always told myself by the time I get to a size 10, maybe 12, that's going to be good for me. I mean, now I'm here, I'd obviously like to lose a bit more weight or get a bit fitter. But I always told myself that, and I've been stable for that weight for years, like 2 years or whatever. And so getting fitter, changing my body a little bit, but stable in my weight.
Yeah.
And so I realised that nothing was changing. It had been some time. I'd been very patient.
Yeah.
And it still really bothered me.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of reflection and I then decided to do it. So for me, it was definitely the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would recommend it to anyone who knows that they've gone through those processes. You can't just, I wouldn't recommend it to just be a quick, okay, I'm going to go do that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the surgeons also make sure you're ready for it too.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I'd be worried if you had it done and you weren't stable with your food and then all of a sudden you could stretch that again.
Yeah. So the surgeon told me, he's like, he very rarely does the surgery or sees people who have lost the weight without having weight loss surgery. And so he rarely does the surgery to people who have lost the weight without weight loss surgery because you can bounce a bit easier.
Yeah.
You can sort of have some instabilities and everything, but he was very impressed by the fact that I'd been able to be stable for 2 years. So in that regard, he was just like, well, you've shown me and yourself that you're able to maintain this without it being an issue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
give yourself a little tap. That's cool.
Thanks. It's been good. With good support.
Yeah. Cool. So Peachy, tell us about some advice for people. Like I know you just tapped on a little bit there, but what's some more advice for people that may be starting their journey or sort of halfway through their journey? What are the main key things that you would advise people?
All right. I suppose I would go with sweat every day.
Yeah.
The time's going to pass anyway, so just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't treat yourself with food.
Yeah.
I used to say a bit of a mean thing, don't treat yourself with food. You're not a dog.
Yeah.
But it's so true because it's such a habit that you've formed to get into that state. So go buy a pair of jeans or go just like get that rug that you've been wanting to get, or it doesn't even need to be a financial thing. Just go hang out with your mates.
Yeah.
If you've got just do something to reward yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
And drink water.
Yeah.
Don't confuse thirst with hunger.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, be mindful, be aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
It gets there. And I know it happens slowly for me, but it happens, and be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get support from your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think having someone as well that you can speak to and be accountable is a big tip on the list there.
Yeah. I remember calling my mum one day and just being like, I haven't lost any weight. She's like, you've stayed stable. Like, just be happy with that. Or you've lost half a kilo. Great. Still going down. No problem. Like, don't be mad.
That's so lovely.
Yeah. So it's good.
Cool.
It's handy.
Well, thank you, Peachy, for joining me on the podcast today and telling us about your journey. I'm sure there's a few people that could relate to your story and be inspired. So thanks for coming along.
Hope it's helped. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for listening in, guys, to the podcast with Sam Peach. If you'd like to get in contact with her, I will post all her social medias in the description below. Let's wrap it up and jump onto the YouTube channel where you'll see the Fearlss Challenge that Sam has for me. You have a Fearlss Challenge for me.
Yep.
So what are we doing, Sam?
So this one's going to be really smooth.
Okay.
Really easy.
Yeah.
And we're going to rap Lose Yourself by Eminem.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a rapper.
Neither am I. So
this is going to be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I was just hoping I could get Jacinta to do this on her own and I could just watch. But turns out I got to do it too.
So we're just going to YouTube it. So here we go. Hopefully you can hear it. Which one do I pick? Maybe the high quality one?
The high quality lyrics?
Yeah. That looks good. Let's get this in closer so they can see how terrible we are.
We don't need to do the whole thing, obviously, just a bit.
Yeah, where's a good bit?
I'll do a start from the start.
Okay. All right.
Here you go, you getting it ready?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, that's not fair. You're lubricating your vocals. One opportunity.
This is everything you ever wanted.
In one moment.
Let it slip.
Yo.
It's so sweaty. Knees weak, arms are heavy. It's vomit on his way.
All of it. Oh, he's here. Okay.
But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting when he broke down. No crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everyone's joking now. Back to reality. Oh, the girl's gravity. Oh, the girl's gravity. So bad. He won't, but he. Alright, ready? Where are we? Hey, broken and stagnant. The music, the moment, never. Go. Shot, the chance to blow. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Go. In the music, the moment, don't miss. Alright. That's too fast for me, mate.
Good try.
Nice
yeah,
work.
you got this. Thank you.
I think together we are the rapping babes.
I mean, we're pretty much Eminem.
Yeah. Pretty much. Nice work. Yeah.
Oh,